Okay, so today I have a project, Glasser, 5-string electric, also an acoustic. Works really well, and I've been using it in my studio for recording things. I've started to write music on it, and using this low C string because I don't have access to that otherwise, so playing some new licks that I might not have otherwise. I have numerous requests to track some cello stuff, some string parts for orchestral music. So I bought a set of octave strings. I have some questions, right? Play upright bass. And cello is harder than upright bass.
Well, the bass is so different
Yeah.
that you have no problem, but the cello is close enough that it's confusing.
The wires get crossed, yeah.
Somebody called me the other day, said, "Oh, we have this song, but we don't want to put a violin. We want a cello. Can you get us a cellist?" I said, "Send me the track. I'll get you a cellist to play on the track." But I grabbed my 5-string and play, and they loved it. It's like freaking cello, man. The vibrations and you don't need reverb on that thing, you know.
Can you switch back and forth? Does it make sense to keep these and then keep those strings and change them and change it back and change it back?
Well, you can, of course you can, but it's a pain in the ass.
I have no idea what's going to happen when I try to change the strings.
The major issue that you're going to have is the C string, because it's really thick. So you're gonna have to drill the peg hole.
Even the planetary peg.
Yes. There's no way it's gonna fit. So I would recommend, if you're not handy enough, take it to Paul and say, "Paul, I need this string on." Because it's gonna have to drill. It is. But you have to drill the same thing with the bridge, you know, so it doesn't roll out.
Oh, wow.
And
So
then the tailpiece,
knots.
you have to adjust the tailpiece because it doesn't fit. So it is a bit of work.
Thank you so much. Much love.
There you go. We'll talk to you soon.
Big hugs from Boston. All right, peace out.
Several days later.
Let's give Paul DeLude a call and see if he can help me get these on there. You're in the shop today?
I am.
Okay. What are the odds that I could come over and bring you a thing to work on? I don't know what your free time level.
Sure. Bring it on over.
Okay, I'm going to throw this fiddle in a case and jump on my bike, and I'll be at your shop in less than half an hour.
Perfect. Thanks.
Okay, see you soon. Okay, bye. Okay, I've made it to Paul DeLude's violin shop, featuring Paul DeLude.
Hi guys.
So Paul, I have a weird, zany experiment for you that's probably not that weird
Okay.
for you. But I wanted to get your first take reactions to this thing.
Weirder.
Yeah, you've seen some weird things out of me in the past.
Cool.
This is a Glasser 5-string electric.
Yeah.
The good folks at Glasser were kind enough to send it to me, and I have been using it. But I've been using it as a viola. Right?
So far so good. Yeah.
Well, 5-string fiddle. Pickup on here's cool. Here's the problem. Or actually, it's not a problem. I've created a problem where there shouldn't be one.
You want to put on cheapo string.
I want to put on octave strings. These are
Do you need only one hole built?
I don't know yet. I haven't tried it yet. So also they're the planetary geared tuner thingies.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
right.
Oh. Why that might be a problem. Because they don't come out so easy, do they?
No.
We're going to have to shut the camera off for a little bit here. Let me figure it out.
A few moments later.
Aluminum.
The peg is aluminum. Oh yeah. So you're straight up drilling in
With these little, just like the
with the drill bit by hand. Okay.
Yeah. Swell.
So after the hole is drilled, we put the thing on, and it should be, if I ever want to switch back, a bigger hole there won't prevent me from
Shouldn't.
using the
Shouldn't.
regular string.
Should not, because smaller strings fit in bigger holes, and bigger strings don't fit in smaller holes.
You know, when you put it like that,
So there's this thing, and I don't know whether that's physics or
it sounds so simple when
chemistry
you put it that
or
way.
geography, right?
Not going there. Not going there. I have a string winder for like a mandolin and guitar, and honestly thought that might be useful. This is a planetary peg winder.
Or something.
Look at this cork. Look at this cork handle. Is it cork? It feels like cork. This is robust.
This is Robe Flex.
Boo.
Hey, you start.
I need
Most useful tool
I need
ever.
to get one of these. And that's just a straight up ruler. I have one of those.
Hey, crank it, baby.
You know, under any other circumstance. Oh my god, it's such a gigantic
And
string.
you see the problem with,
Yeah. Wow. It's just like all up in there.
so you see it has to be,
You have to wind it starting from the side,
well,
just because it won't make room.
exactly.
I guess.
Why don't you just play the bass?
I do. This is the octave G. This is the octave. This is the regular CGB. Oh yeah. Just no remorse.
Well,
To the good folks at Glasser, I'm sure this is temporary.
that's right, because I have a special file that files the wood back on. Okay. All yours.
Okay. G string. This G string. How did you get that C in there? Just the wedging technique.
Spread it with the
Ruler. You just kind of put it in between the two prongs there, and spread them apart.
this. We don't want to break that.
Right. Okay. Ooh.
Steel, though.
We have ways of making this bigger, Mr. Bond. They are ugly, but we use them. And then you just kind of
Most useful tool, though.
just shoehorned right in there. Now we're good. And so this one I can do the same way. I've just got to find the hole. Oh, and that one goes in easy. Okay. There are so many bad puns to be had here. I'm going to resist the urge. Can I have it back?
What do you need?
The most useful tool in the world. Thank you. What is this thing called, by the way?
A sound post setter.
Sound post setter. So in theory, you can reach in and make adjustments to the sound post with this
We
too.
got about 15 different ones, but that's like my bow.
Cool. Moment of truth. Ugh. We're nearly there. This string is... Oy. Fine tuner is a joke. Ugh.
Because the part that's turning and the string, if it's not on the part that turns, then it has a hard time.
And there's just no way to fit. But they're in there. We got them in. That is a cello. Almost, kind of.
Cellito.
Un cellito. So we should go in the cello room.
So the cello room is in the back there.
It's not this one. I don't think I've ever been in the cello room.
You know, this used to be my office back there.
Oh. Oh, I see. There's a bow. There's a cello. What could go wrong? So right away, it's making way more noise. How do I play on the A string? That sounded almost like I know what I'm doing. I've got it mostly tuned up now. The strings are still stretching a little bit, but it's not so bad. That low C just is a real honker. With a viola bow, I can get a little bit of oomph out of it. But just starting the note is a real challenge. The note can collapse on itself really easily if I'm not careful. Which is my experience playing cello also. If I plug this in, it might work better. So that's my hope, is that this gain and this bass boost will give it some more oomph. But the real challenge is just getting the notes to sound right when I play them. This was with the viola bow. If I try this with the violin bow, there's immediately problems. It's not bad, but it's just not always pulling the start of the string as effectively. See, there's just not enough oomph. So, the next obvious experiment to try is, what if we do this with a cello bow? Or, maybe if not a cello bow, a violin bow with some cello rosin on it. That might work. Let's try that. Conveniently enough is some cello rosin. And this is my backup bow that I don't use very much. It's not my favorite bow. I have it in the case kind of just in case. Maybe, if we use cello rosin, and this is cello rosin. If we use cello rosin on this, it might give it a little bit more pull, and that might give us the thing we need. In which case, I'll need to walk out of here buying some cello rosin too. So let's see what happens. Versus viola bow. This is clearly a better choice. Let me just get a little bit of this off, because that was actually maybe too much cello rosin. Let's try again. Actually, that's not bad. Versus. It's still a little farty in the low end. I'm not that baffled by how much better a viola bow sounds, but it's still
Baffling.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
do you have any?
Well, besides that, besides the fatness of the string and the 10 grams more of the bow.
Right.
You know.
What is this? This cello? Oh.
Careful.
Oh, that's way easier.
That's a fat string.
Woo! Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Like, this sounds nice.
Sounds good.
Right?
It feels right. It doesn't feel foreign,
Well, that felt okay, weirdly enough.
weirdly enough.
I
It's a
mean,
great, interesting thing about good bows. It doesn't matter what they're for, they feel right. Okay.
now I really can tell the big difference. I knew it all along, right? The challenge of playing a cello on not a cello is you don't have the full resonating body, so it's not going to sound as full and big on its own. But maybe with a microphone I can fool some folks and do it well enough to record string quartets or string orchestra parts, and that's the name of the game. Let's see how it sounds plugged in. Let's go back home. Bye, Paul.
Bye, Rob. Bicycle safely.
That's the plan.
Don't get in trouble.
Well, we'll see. I can't make any promises there. Bye, Paul.
The next day.
Okay, so I'm back in the studio, and I want to see real quick if I can give a little bit of demo. Let's hear what it sounds like when I play the Glasser with the octave strings. I've got a Neumann TLM 102 and a Peluso CMC6. I'm going to use my bow that I was using in the shop, my backup bow, and let's hear what it sounds like. And then I'm going to plug in the pickup and see what that sounds like. Not bad at all. Could probably use a little more rosin, but now I know that that's what it sounds like with the mic. There will be lots of optimizing down the road, but for now, the last test is to plug it in. Initial impressions are it could use a little bump, so I'm going to crank the low end here, and let's use a bow and see what it sounds like. Took a second to get started. It's not hitting it with a lot of volume. Let me crank this a little bit. Get a little more from the condor. See if that helps. Not bad. Not bad at all. Anyway, that's what I've got. The pickup sounds pretty good. Turned all the way up. Knobs boosted all the way. Just giving it a lot of input, signal gain, help, support. And that makes sense because it is a tiny instrument pretending to be a giant cello. So a little bit of help from my friends, bass knob and treble knob and pickup knob, and a little bit more help from pedal friends. I think I've got a pretty good feel for what's going on. I'm pleased with the results, and I can definitely use this, especially in the context of recording string quartet parts or cello stuff. It's pretty convincing. The blend with the microphones and the pickup is the best yet, and because then you can really dial in, you know, the blend of each one. So a studio engineer could take those signals and run with them and make it sound like it was a real cello. So I'm sold. That makes me happy. There's one last experiment I want to try, and that is to use bass rosin. But I don't think I have time before I leave for the dentist, so I'll have to save that for another day and see if I can't just improve my playing technique with regular rosin in the meantime. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and click the bell icon so that you know when I make a new one. And thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Your support allows me to continue doing these wacky experiments and keeping you updated. So if you like what you see and you want to support my channel, please consider going to patreon.com/robflax and signing up to give me a coffee a month. Okay, thanks. See you in the next one. Bye. Oh yeah. Oh, see, I know where your preferences are. You've given like the tasteful curtain to the viola section. Look at this barren wood.
Yeah, 1930s,
embroidered.
1850.